Would you imagine William Samoei Ruto being in power for over 20 years? I mean, 4 terms. Sounds like a joke, right? Now, if you think you've suffered enough in this one term that President William Samoei Ruto has been in power, listen to Chege Majuiz, and we want to analyze his statements. Anyway, without too much ado, let us listen to him.
Kenyans, this is not a warning, but I want to give you a story of a frog and the boiling water. It is said that if you put a frog in the boiling water, the frog jumps out immediately. But if you put the same frog in cold water and then keep adjusting the heat, the frog does not jump out. It adjusts to the warmth of the water. It keeps adjusting to a point when the water is boiling, ile frog haina energy tena ya kuruka. The frog adjusts until it loses its strength to adjust anymore, and it no longer has the strength to jump out, and the water boils and the frog dies there. Today, William Samoei Ruto was somewhere in Kiambu, and with a slip of the tongue, because the Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. He said, nyinyi mnaona 1 term, mimi naona 4 terms. You thought it's a joke. Mukumbuke, there's this guy of steel. He was the first one to say that Ruto will rule for 25 years. He's the one who said that. And during that time, we had akina Cherargei na mseneta mwingine wa Laikipia, nowadays anajita Getungati. That's why I don't like those nonsense. Hao ndio walikuwa na pereka abolishing of the term limit during that time. Ndio walikuwa nalipwa. So, today when he was saying about 4 terms, you people thought it's a joke. Ni joke ya kawaida, my friend. Kenyans are being adjusted. Mulio cold water, Ruto adjust heat pole pole. Heat pole pole, and Kenyans you are adjusting. Remember Kenyans, there is a day I said in this forum, if you have been following me, there is a possibility that Ruto has a different system of government than the one you see. Haiwezi kuwa that Auditor General anakuja anaambia wa Kenya, pesa ambazo zinaenda e-citizen, kuna accounts zenye huwa zinatoa hizo pesa na hawajui ni gani. Over 11 billion zinavanish tu hivyo papa. Wakenya wanakuwa adjusted, wanasema hata kwendeni huko, Uhuru akiwa amu kuongea, Kibaki akungwe, endeni huko, ni 2 term, kwendeni huko, hospitali hazina dawa, kwendeni huko, hamu kuongea, mashure capitation, kwendeni huko, hamu kuongea, mnakuwa adjusted pole pole. Today, nobody talks about corruption in this country. It's the order of the day. To a point, saizi, hata sioni kama ni news, hata hakuna mtu anaongelelea at 300 billion. That is a quarter of our budget, an entire budget. It is vanishing just like that. They cannot be traced. 300 billion government bonds. Do you know what is government bond? Government bond ni kama ile. It is like money fixed somewhere by the government inaenda tu kutoa. They cannot be traced. 300 billion. Now it is not even news. The only person mwenye anaangana hizo vitu ni Ukio Mtata. It's not even news to Kenyans. Kenyans wako, oh, 300 billion. Hey, Ruto hatumaliza. Then he calls for mikutano. Watu wanapelekwa kwa hiyo mikutano. Semeni mbwekse, semeni 2 term, kila mtu thou. Mbere, because it's a very poor place. Semi-arid. Muliona, watu walikuwa napewa shopping na 2,000. I cannot blame them. Because mtu hajakula for 2 days. Amepewa hizo pesa mambo. Kunaenda utiki. Kenya will never change. Kenya haiwezi badilika. People haiwezi badilika. Kenyans, nyinyi ndio mnapeleka wa mama wenyu kwa hospitali wakitaka kupata watoto. Wanaenda wanakosa vitanda za ICU. Analala hapo, anakufa na mtoto anakufa. Kenyans, nyinyi ndio tunaendekea December. Hamtanunulia watoto nguo because you will save that money for school fees ya January because capitation imeenda chini kabisa. Sahi the principals waliwaandikia barua. Wakaambia mtoto akirudi arudi na 7,000, mwingine arudi na 8,000, mwingine arudi na 10,000. Ya nini? Because pesa tunapewa na serikali haitoshi. But in other forums, Kenyans, watu wanapima pesa na kilo. Munaona wakipima pesa na kilo. Pesa zinaekelewa hivyo kwa kilo. Ile kilo ya kupima chuma, hiyo ni kilo ngapi? 25 kilos ya pesa. Hiyo ni kilo ngapi? 25 kilo ya pesa. You're being adjusted pole pole na mnaona kama ni no. Kenya, listen, let me tell you. The good thing, he can see a united opposition army. It is for every Kenyan. Kenyans, the decision will make in 2027, and so be it. Let it be known that it is Kenyans who made that decision to finish their country. Hakuna mtoto who ana vote. Everybody is over 18 years. Ukiingia pale kuvote, over 18 years, when you win a vote. Make a decision, the right decision for this country. Otherwise, situko na nyinyi hapa. Kwani tunaenda wapi? Situko na nyinyi. Si mkieka Ruto tukawaambia guys, sisi hata venye Ruto aliingia, we became depressed for over 2 weeks. Tulijua country imeisha. Na hiyo mlikuwa na drama hii Thika Road yote mkiimba kama washenzi. Kenyans, do whatever you want with your country. In 2 term, 1 term, whatever. Ruto akitaka kaibe kila kitu 300 billion zikose, do it. It's your country.
Those are very heavy and very touching statements from Chege Majuiza. And he's very, very right. Now, for those who don't understand Swahili, I want to break this for you. Chege Majuiza says, every atrocity that this government is committing, from corruption to embezzlement of public funds, everything, we are being adjusted. Like he gave a scenario of a frog, that if you put a frog inside the hot water, immediately it will jump out. But if you put it in cold water, then keep adjusting temperatures slowly by slowly, the frog will not jump out. It will also be trying to adjust to the temperature. But by the time the water is too hot and it thinks of jumping out, already it has lost the energy to jump out. That is what we are being adjusted into. Like nowadays, corruption has become a normal thing. The Auditor General comes says, monies have been lost in e-citizen. Nobody talks about it. He comes and said, 300 billion in terms of government bonds have been withdrawn from the consolidated funds. To what account, by who? Nobody knows. And still, it looks like we are normal. The only thing those who are pro-government can say, why didn't you say this while Uhuru was the president? Why didn't you say this while Mwai Kibaki was the president? I mean, if I identify a mistake right now, should it not be enough because it is not a justification for what a mistake was done in the previous regimes? We keep talking about this, and I like the fact that Chege Majuiza says, nobody is a child during voting. You go there voting using informed choices. And William Ruto said he can even go for 4 terms jokingly. But remember, there were also people who were proposing the abolishment of the term limit for the president. We should be very careful. Look at the friends of William Samoei Ruto. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the president of Uganda. The other day, he went to launch the DevKey group of companies in Uganda. And Yoweri Kaguta Museveni was complaining about the Indian Ocean access that is becoming tough for them, that they have to enter into agreements with each and every regime that is coming in. And even says in future they're going to have wars with Kenya. We took it jokingly. What is barring them from planning Ruto to have this government for a long time, like Kaguta Museveni has been doing so in Uganda? Let us think. 300 billion lost, a quarter of our budget. Kenyans, we really have to open our eyes. And if you think you've suffered enough, wait until you elect William Samoei Ruto for a second term. It pains, but it is something I cannot do alone. It is something that we can do. I like what Chege said. The united opposition is us. Us. Me. You. Us. As Kenyans. It is our fight. But do we listen? From what we've seen in Malava, what we saw in Mbeere North, I said yesterday, these microphones, social media, we use them to pass information, awareness. But we don't use them to vote. What's your take? Give me your thought in the comment section. If you love content of this nature and you're watching from our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe and press the notification button so anytime that we are live or we upload content of this nature, you'll be the very first person to be notified. Ahmed Khalif is my name for the unscripted talks here in Dab Radio. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuhu.
Kwa timba kali za Afrika, Dab Radio ndio mpango mzima.